Good evening, StreamYard and YouTube fans. This is Philip Reynolds, and we are giving you Week 12 offline games, and I'm going to let you know how the standings are at this point. First off, you might want to go back and check the last game because Carolina played Shindu. I'll let you look at that one to see who won or lost that one. And then week 12, the first offline game was Vegas versus France. And France started this one with a touchdown pass off of they had just gotten a fumble, and they got a touchdown pass, and it was 7-0. And I believe that was the beginning of the second quarter. France got a touchdown run at the 7.5-minute mark of the second, 13-0. Vegas finally gets on the board at the 10-minute mark of the second, 13-3. France comes back with another field goal, 16-3. It was 16-3 at half. Vegas finally gets a touchdown at the 8:45 mark of the third, 16-11. France gets a touchdown pass, 23-11. We go to the 11:15 mark of the fourth. France gets a field goal, making it 26-11. And at the 3:45, Vegas gets a touchdown. They got the 2-point conversion, 26-19, and that's all France could do. The score really was more in favor of France throughout the game, but your final, as you see, was 26-19. So it's a lot closer than it actually looks. Then your second game was Pittsburgh versus Busan. Busan got on the board at the 5-minute mark, 7-0. Pittsburgh comes right back, 7-3, gets with a field goal. Busan comes back with a field goal, 10-3. At the 3:45 mark of the second, Pittsburgh gets a field goal, 10-6. Busan throws a touchdown pass, 17-6, and it is 17-6 at half. Pittsburgh gets a touchdown pass at the 7.5-minute mark of the third. They went for 2 and they got it, 17-14. Field goal by Busan at the 10-minute mark, 20-14. Busan at the 12.5-minute mark of the fourth gets a touchdown pass, 26. They missed the extra point, 26-14, and that was your score, 26-14 in favor of Busan. And your last game of the week 12. Green Bay started off with a touchdown, making it 7-0. At the 12.5-minute mark, London gets a touchdown, ties the game. London goes ahead at the 6:15 mark of the second, 14-7. With 1 tick left until half, Green Bay scores a touchdown run. They went for 2, making it 15-14 at half. With 5 minutes into the fourth quarter, Green Bay gets a touchdown, making it 22-14. The 7.5-minute mark of the fourth, London ties it up, 22-20. At the 10-minute mark, Green Bay gets a touchdown pass, making it 29 to 22. And London, that was kind of stalled. That's all they could do. And Green Bay wins this one. The Cheeseheads win this one 29 to 22. Right now, we still have 2 weeks, but right now, if the playoffs were played today, Green Bay and Busan now would be your bye teams. Vegas would play Pittsburgh, and Chengdu would go to London in order to play their first week game. Green Bay in the USA division is 10-2, and they're locked in. They've got a bye, and they're pretty much the first seed throughout. Pittsburgh is 7-5. If they lost the last two, and Vegas and Carolina would win their last two, they would all be tied, and it would come down to points. So anything could happen there. But Pittsburgh is at 7-5. Vegas is at 5-7. Carolina is at 5-7, and Vegas has the tiebreaker between Vegas and Carolina. They have more points. Carolina hasn't had a lot of points this season, but they do have more than France. So we will say that. In your international division, Busan is 6-6. London is 6-6, and the difference in points is 8. That's how close it is, guys. Busan is up by 8 points. And Chengdu is at 5-7. France is at 5-7. Chengdu has 304 points, and France only has 191 points. And that is your standings. Your Week 13 game is Pittsburgh versus Vegas. Green Bay plays Carolina. London plays Chengdu, and France plays Busan. Your Week 14 game is still undecided. It will be based off of the best matchup available for Week 14. But currently, the only thing that is really decided is the fact that Green Bay has a lock on the number 1 seed in the USA division. That's the only thing that's really decided, because anything. And if London and Busan happen to tie for first place, there will be a tiebreaker game to decide who. I should say, then it will come down to points against. The fewest points against, and if London and Busan were tied for points for, London would win because they have fewer points against than Busan. Busan has 286 points against, and London has 249 points for. And that is where we stand. This is episode. And I'm going to have to edit this. And this is season 2 of Fast Drive Football, and this is week 12 offline games. And really, like I said, the only thing that's really been decided is that Green Bay is the number 1 seed in the USA division. Everything else is kind of up in the air. So stay tuned. There are only 2 weeks left, and Pittsburgh versus Vegas will be the week 13 game. So, Vince, stick around and watch things unfold. Your team looks like they're going to be either a 2 or 3 seed, but it depends. Depends on how Pittsburgh winds up in those last 2 games. So take care, guys, and have a good night.